here from Decoding the Market. Happy to be back with all of you, sharing more information that you can miss, and let you know that for those who want to join me in my new Telegram group and also following me in my Twitter account, you are welcome. You can find the link in the description below. If you are new, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Today is February 1st, 2021, and for Bitcoin is going to be very, very important month starting this week. Actually, in a couple days, I will tell you what exactly it is. Make sure to stay until the end of the video. You won't regret it. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to don't miss any of my new videos. With that being said, let's begin. Let's just jump in Bitcoin technical analysis. Okay guys, Bitcoin is having a little bit of troubles to continue to the uptrend, and I want to show you something that you can not miss. For Bitcoin, let me start it from here first. Bitcoin, if you are following my videos, in the previous videos I show you that Bitcoin was forming this symmetrical triangle, and then after Elon Musk actually changed his profile and his Twitter account, this is exactly what happened. Bitcoin went crazy in that period of time. This is the candle by the time Elon Musk updated his profile, adding the Bitcoin. And after that, price come back and test this support trend line that it was forming a symmetrical triangle, like I said before. And by now, Bitcoin is staying above this trend line, this symmetrical triangle. As long as Bitcoin is stayed above, there is a possibility that Bitcoin can go to the uptrend. But if breaks below these two trend lines, this one first, and after break below this trend line, drop below this trend line, well, Bitcoin looks like have a kind of very strong support here. And actually I've been waiting probably to drop eventually. Probably it's already tested twice around 30% drop from the all-time highs right here. So that's why I have 20%, 25%, 30%, 35%, and right here I have 40%. And there is a possibility, guys, that Bitcoin can get to these levels, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Let me move here and tell you what Bitcoin must do in order to keep going. This is 8 hours chart. I already explained it to you guys that as long as Bitcoin stay above this trend line, there is a possibility to continue to the uptrend. But nevertheless, we need to wait until break first this level, this key level, to continue to the uptrend and hit this second key level. That is an 8 hours chart. And 1 week chart, I have this trend line from the all-time highs that I put it up here to show you that Bitcoin, it's getting troubles continuing to the uptrend. And you can see this trend line, and it's been 1, 2, 3 right here, went above this trend line, but at the end close around this area, around 33,170. And then this is the present week. If you notice, the price went a little bit and touch this trend line and could not make it so far. So as long as the price don't close above this trend line, Bitcoin is going to continue probably to the downtrend. Hopefully it's not going to looks like Bitcoin has $30,000 strong support, but we need to see if that is going to hold in the next couple of weeks. But in the meantime, to keep the price going, there is something very interesting that is going to happen in 2 days, and I'm going to explain to you what exactly it is. But before, I'm going to show you something very, very interesting to make sure that you understand Bitcoin, and if you are holding Bitcoin, you are going to understand a little bit better. And for those are new and are interested to buy Bitcoin, this video is very, very important to see until the end of the technical analysis, because you are going to find a very, very interesting information. So please stay until the end, and before, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and hit the bell notifications to don't miss my next videos. I'm gonna show you something very, very important, guys. I'm gonna show you guys where exactly we are right now, in which stage of Bitcoin we are in this this month. This is a graph of Bitcoin price after halving. The purple line is the 2012, and the green line, which is this one, it's the 2016. And the yellow one is an average. So you already have the idea that in the blue line, which is this, is where we at. We are exactly above the average move of the average price, if you want to call it that way. We are above, so everything is going, it's looking so far so good. As long as we are above this yellow line, you can see that we are in the beginning of the cycle of Bitcoin. So it's all this time we need to wait on to get to the all-time highs. So right here we are above. So hopefully you are getting a little bit a better idea where we at, and I'm gonna show you another graph that is going to confirm, if you have any doubts, where exactly we at. This is another important information that I want to share with you guys. If you can look at in this graph, in the first halving, which started in November 28 in 2012, last around 291 days, and the second one lasts 297 days to get to the all-time highs. And now we are in the third halving, which started in May 11, 2020. But if you notice, this was shared in January 18, and by that day we have only 50 days. Right now, in February 1st, we are around 60 days. So basically, we need more than 230 days to get to the all-time highs. And actually, I'm gonna show you another graphic to make you understand better this graph. I'm gonna show you exactly what that means when I said that we are in the beginning, only 60 days until today, February 1st. I'm gonna show you this. And actually this is another graph that it's very, very important to take a look. If you notice, right here in the green area is the area that we can accumulate more Bitcoin. And right after cross the yellow area it's where Bitcoin it's giving to us the signal that is gonna hit the all-time highs. Right here, that is exactly one of those things that I want to share with you guys, because if Bitcoin is going to do this move, we are going to wait a little bit longer, because we are in that stage right now, right here. So if Bitcoin drop below this yellow area, well, there is a possibility that we can go around this area between 23 and 29, but we need to wait until the price is going to develop and give it to us the signal if it's going to continue to the uptrend. If you notice right here, get out from this yellow zone and hit the all-time highs. The same thing happened right here in the second halving, that the yellow line was exceeded to touch the all-time highs in the second halving. So if you get the idea, so we need to wait until Bitcoin touch or reach 46 in order to give us a signal that is going to touch eventually all-time highs, like shows right here in the second halving and right here. So we need to wait until, that's why I've been telling you guys that February is going to be very, very crucial for Bitcoin to give us a signal, at least to let us know how long it's going to take Bitcoin to get to the all-time highs. And to get to that point, the all-time highs, I'm gonna share with you guys another thing. One of the biggest, largest companies are investing in Bitcoin is MicroStrategy, and they are holding 70,784 Bitcoins so far. And actually, this company, it's going to, the CEO, MicroStrategy CEO, is going to release the world's first Bitcoin playbook for corporation. And this is going to happen this coming Wednesday. The 3rd, it started at 12 at noon until 4:45. And this is the agenda. The agenda is the Bitcoin MicroStrategy, Bitcoin corporate strategy, the playbook, the legal consideration, and finance consideration. He's gonna try to convince so many companies to get into the Bitcoin. And if one of those Michael Saylor is trying to convince is Elon Musk, and also to convince Apple to get into the Bitcoin business. If this guy is going to convince Apple and Elon Musk, believe me, Bitcoin can jump to a new discovery price very, very, very soon, and hit the prices that everyone in the internet are expecting for Bitcoin to get to all these levels. I mean, it's let me to get to the all-time highs and reach, like a lot of people is waiting for, to hit above or at least $100,000 this year. But to convince all these people, it's going to take a little while. So don't expect that it's going to happen right after this conference is gonna finish. It's not gonna but it's gonna be very interesting to see how Bitcoin is going to react. I want to show you one of the interviews that this guy had last week, and you're gonna pay attention in exactly what he's going to say, and just pay attention in what he's going to say, and why is the reason he is going to have this this for the Bitcoin for corporation. The MicroStrategy is the first publicly traded company to invest significantly in treasury assets and Bitcoin. So this guy is going to convince a lot of people to get into the Bitcoin. So just listen for a moment.
Michael, it's Guy. Thanks for being here. You know, typically I would say you have to be a rocket scientist from MIT to understand this, but you happen to be exactly that. So I'm going to ask you this question. You're basically, first of all, I admire your temerity. I admire your passion about this. I truly do. And obviously it's reflected in your stock price. But how do the employees of the company feel about this? Because this is a huge bet in a lot of ways on the future of your company.
Well, you know, when Google and Facebook and Amazon and Apple came out and they launched their digital networks, and when the internet came along and it was a new digital network for information, people weren't quite sure if they should embrace them. But I think 30 years later, companies that know how to use the internet and know how to work with Apple and Google and Facebook and social networks are the leading edge companies, and they're winning. Our employees are pretty delighted that we're pioneers in commercializing and integrating with this digital monetary network, because this is going to be the future.
Yeah, and I think you yourself in the past have basically said that your P&L is a software company, your balance sheet is invested in Bitcoin, though. That being said, the stock is moving. Whichever way Bitcoin goes on a daily basis, the stock is moving right along with it. It's almost become a stock market proxy for crypto. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, corporations everywhere in the world that are cash rich, they're looking at their cash and they're saying cash is a liability. They have to find an asset that's going to appreciate faster than the rate of monetary expansion. So I think what you're going to see this year is corporations are going to embrace Bitcoin either on their balance sheet like we have, because it converts a liability into an asset, or they're going to do what Square and PayPal and Grayscale have done, and they're going to build Bitcoin into their products and services, because you're talking about them all the time. Their stocks are going up. Grayscale's from $2 billion to $20 billion in assets under management in 12 months. There's a reason why. They have differentiated their products and their services with a big tech monetary network that's exploding at 200% a year. I think it's going to continue for the decade. And, you know, everybody with cash has that opportunity. So I think our employees are delighted, our shareholders are delighted, and I think you're going to see an avalanche of new companies do the same thing, either on their balance sheet or on their P&L.
So I hope you guys have a better understanding what it's Bitcoin all about. And what this guy is saying is that these huge companies are, they have a bunch of cash. And if you notice, if you have cash in your checking account and your saving account, every year is devaluating your money 2%. That's why this guy, Michael Saylor, is trying to convince all these big institutions, large institutions, to invest in Bitcoin, because if your money is devaluating 2% a year, well, what he is trying to say is that they don't need to use the 2% that is devaluating. He is going to try to convince just these large companies to invest probably 0.5% or probably 1% of their balance sheets. And the balance sheets, obviously, I mean, or the 2% that the money is devaluating in the bank. Well, I mean, that is exactly what he is trying to do with the huge corporations to invest in Bitcoin. And actually, he obviously, you probably understand much better the way he said it that I've been interpreting to you guys. But I believe you guys have a better idea about Bitcoin. So if on Wednesday something is going to happen on Wednesday, and we need to watch how this information is gonna react in Bitcoin price. So anyway, guys, if you're still here, please smash that like button, share this video, subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and click the bell notification bell to don't miss my new videos. Hopefully you stay until this moment, and I see you in the next video. Thank you guys for staying until the end of the video, and see you in the next video. Have a good night.